Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
This is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live. Who needs Raw?
What's up? It's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you are watching Going In Raw.
Oh, baby, I like it Raw. Oh, baby, I like it Raw. And you are tuned in to Going In Raw right now. How you doing?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Also, wherever fine podcasts are available, including the iTunes, in the sports and recreation category, currently sitting in like the 100 and something or another.
We have all these wrestling toys just laying on the table.
It's like the Battle of Antietam. Here, these guys will just hug. There you go.
There we
He's
go.
Getting ready for a big old DDT right there.
There you go.
Yeah. So if you hit that subscribe and download button, it jacks us up in the ratings and rankings.
Good things happen.
Good things and magical things happened here on Going In Raw. And then, of course, we're also on the Patreon, patreon.com/Steven Larson. Larson, name one Patreon reward tier.
$10.
Okay, very...
Oh, like what do you get for it?
No, that's fine.
$10
You're right.
gets you a signed postcard.
You're absolutely right.
And you get everything the $5 tier gets and the $1 tier
That's
gets.
absolutely
you get all
correct.
tiers below $10.
And you
as well
get,
as
and
$10
also
tier.
at postcard $10 tier. You
I
get
mentioned that already, damn it.
I said also you get to vote on Kayfabe Corner.
Oh, yeah.
The Kayfabe Corner theme. You didn't mention that.
It's true.
This is our NXT 205 Live recap.
Yeah.
We had an amazing 205. It was sort of the story of two different shows because 205 Live, it was really good. And NXT was just a freaking like...
No, it felt like a house show.
It was I know, it was a 2 hour... Like they made us sit there for 2 hours to watch a house show.
Well, that's
Which
how
is
long
great
the house
if
show
you're there.
went. Yeah.
But I want new developments.
Well, if we hadn't already seen this main event, it would have been new.
Was there any chance that DIY is going to lose their tag
No,
titles?
but that was a really good match.
It was a really good match. I'm down for good matches.
Let's start from the top here.
Okay.
Show opened with...
this was a good match.
Yeah, it was. Two of our personal favorite wrestlers.
A potential candidate for 2017 Going In Raw Wrestler of the Year,
Oni Lorcan.
Oh
Yes.
my God, I love this guy.
Versus Andrade Cien Almas, who came out with his La Sombra mask.
Because he was known, he wrestled quite a bit over there in Japan.
Yes.
As La Sombra.
I was reading up on Tetsuya Naito today.
Oh, sure.
He used to be a tag team partner with Cien Almas.
Really?
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
See, I'm learning all sorts of new things.
You got to get one of them Naito shirts.
Yeah.
Or
he's great.
Los Igna. I think they got LIJ. I think they call him.
Okay.
Los Ignobles.
Yeah.
I always read it
Again,
on
Almas started that faction in Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Los Ignober Nobles. Anyways, I can't read. Let's see here. So yeah, this is a really cool match.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff going on.
Yes.
And surprise, surprise, Oni Lorcan, who was totally booked as the face in this match.
Yeah.
Got the win. I was very surprised about that.
It was very much a house show result.
Are there big plans for Oni Lorcan? No,
Not
you don't think
immediately,
so?
no. Maybe, in a year.
NXT champion 2018, Oni Lorcan.
You think he's the next Ty Dillinger?
Possibly.
But he's got to wait this whole year
He's such an oddball.
to 2018 before he gets his chance.
He's an odd-looking fella.
He works really stiff, though, and
Why
it's
didn't
fun
they
to
put him
watch.
in Sanity? He's definitely a Sanity-looking dude.
I think he's better without sanity.
Really?
Because, like, body type-wise, he's similar to Eric Young,
Yeah, that's true.
and they needed the two Haas types for the tag team.
Okay, let me. Who's got a bigger ceiling, Oni Lorcan or the Drifter, Elias Sampson?
Oh, Oni Lorcan.
Why do you say that with such certainty? At least Sampson has a gimmick.
So does Oni Lorcan.
He has no. What's his gimmick?
He's a guy who works stiff. That's his gimmick.
That's not a gimmick.
That's his gimmick.
It's not really a gimmick.
Elias Sampson is verging. He's on the verge of X-Pac heat. Like, legit dislike.
I think he's got a lot. I think 40% of the crowd right now
Is X-Pac
is
heat.
X-Pac heat.
Yeah.
And there's us. Let's see.
I'm not sure I appreciate his work yet or not either. He needs to tune his guitar first of all before he goes out there.
That's your biggest pet peeve with
Unless that's
Samson.
purposeful, like he's just doing it to mess with people.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think this is a long con.
Could be.
NXT champion, Drifter.
Not a chance.
Not a
Nope.
Never, not a chance.
Nope.
Why did he looks like he's like 50? Let me ask you this: could he be the next NWA champ?
Definitely.
You saw the Tim Storm, the current NWA champ.
Yeah.
Boy, isn't that weird? How like the
He
NWA
looks like he might have been wrestling when the NWA was still prominent.
kind of. So they were birthed in 1948.
Yeah.
He was birthed in 1965. So it's really not that far away.
Like, really? He was born in 65?
Yeah.
So he's 51? Wow. I was joking when I said that he was wrestling when the NWA was still in prominence, but he could have been. He would have been 28, 29.
He debuted in 96. So he
Oh,
even
really?
took
He started old then.
it took him a while to get started.
Goodness.
Oh,
Well, good
man.
for him. He's a champion.
I know. And Jax Dane, the former guy who he beat, he's now in Ring of Honor, so he's moving up in
Yeah.
ranks. So good
Yeah.
for him. Yeah, that's so weird, though. Like the end of we're totally off topic.
NWA is a developmental territory for the rest of the United States, huh?
Exactly. Or they're like a weird like cryo chamber for old people.
Could be.
Anyways, then we had Liv Morgan and Aaliyah versus Peyton Royce and Billie Kay.
Yeah.
Billie Kay, she stands weird. She has weird posture. I think that's one thing that bugs me about her. She doesn't look comfortable in
Her
that
shoulders
onesie.
are very
Yes,
inward.
they are.
Yeah, I know.
They are. I love Aaliyah, though. I think Aaliyah is going to be a breakout star.
This match felt very much like a house show match.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because
Very much so.
we saw this match. No, we saw
it
Daria
was Aaliyah,
Baronato
yeah.
and Aaliyah
Yeah.
versus Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. I don't know. The more reps, the better, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I think Liv Morgan has a lot of potential if she has a lot more time in NXT.
Yeah.
And I think
Same with Aaliyah, yeah.
same with Aaliyah.
And Aaliyah's still really young, right?
Oh, I think so, yeah. I think they're both really young. Then we had DIY. You said this is a really good match.
Great match.
I can't wait till
Great.
Tozawa's in 205 live.
His snap German suplex is the best.
Is the best, I know.
It's so quick,
It's really good.
violent.
There's a lot of cool spots in this
Yeah.
match. I like when Thomas O. Ciampa was telling Tozawa to kick
Oh,
him in
yeah,
the back
yeah,
harder.
yeah.
It's like, just keep on doing it.
Yeah, it was great.
Do it.
I was watching the Battle of Los Angeles Blu-rays I got, and Ciampa takes on Dalton Castle.
Okay, yeah.
It's a fun match.
Oh,
Was
okay.
it Dalton Castle? Yeah, I think it was
Dalton Castle,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I wasn't questioning the name, whether that was the opponent.
Oh, yeah. So my question is the hashtag part of DIY's name at this point? Because I don't know if you noticed this, but when they announced that next week on NXT we're going to get DIY versus TM61, there was a hashtag in front of
Yeah, I noticed
DIY's
that too.
name.
You know, have you ever noticed that during DIY's video package that the font used for Gargano and Ciampa is the Metal Gear Solid font?
Here's the thing about them. They're succeeding despite horrible branding. I honestly hate the name DIY.
I don't like it either.
I can't especially for the fact that Thomas O. Ciampa for a while was, or he was
He's a
psycho
killer. Psycho killer. That's
and
a
then
great.
Johnny Football or Johnny Wrestling rather is a great name.
They're
Those
both
are both
great
great names.
names.
And then they come out with something that sounds like it's on the DIY network. Like it
Yeah,
sounds
I
like
know.
it's on the Home Improvement channel.
Their theme song's okay though.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't remember.
That's one piece of their packaging that works.
I actually like their color scheme too. I like the
Yeah.
red, black, white, and gray. I think, or red, black,
yeah,
and white.
and their trunks are cool.
I like how they split their face logos. That's cool. I just can't stand the name DIY.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Same with TM61 though. I don't like that name.
Well, we knew what
I know what it means.
we knew what their name used to be, and that name's much better.
Yeah, I know exactly. The mighty don't know. Anyway,
Wait, you know what TM61 means?
isn't it like their names? And then 61 is the country code for Australia.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then TM isn't that just
Thorne
like
and
their
Miller,
name?
yeah.
Thorne and Miller. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just too much. There's too much going on there. Like, what's the country code for the U.S.? Isn't it like 1 or something? 01?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'd be SL
01.
01.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a good ring to it. Doesn't translate. Then we had Asuka versus Nia Jax, who isn't even on the roster
This was
anymore.
kind of a sloppy match.
I like bits of this though. Number
Yeah, I
one,
did too.
Asuka getting Nia, it was sloppy, but Asuka getting Nia Jax, like throwing her around, was kind of fun. Like when she did certain things, And then at the very end, when Nia Jax just screamed this Klingon roar at Asuka before Asuka like kicked her in the head.
Well, even before that, when Asuka gave Nia a German suplex.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Yeah, that was really cool. There was some cool shit going on in this match. But Asuka came out on top. Saw that coming a mile away.
Oh yeah,
like,
I mean
nothing about
it's
this
a house
match,
show. You know.
And then we had the extended version, the director's cut.
Now, someone on Twitter, one of our friendos, let me see if I can find the tweet and give him a shout out for
Asked
posing
us.
this question. Yeah, whether seeing the main event uncut changed your mind about the match. You answer first while I find his name.
I'm gonna say not really. I kind of
It
agree
was
with
Caleb Reese Hunt.
Yeah, I kind of agree with your assessment that because off camera you said you probably wouldn't have included it in the most disappointing
Yeah, I was going
matches.
to say it right after you gave your assessment. Yeah,
But we're like, we take what we're given, and if we're presented with that as the match
I know.
originally, then yeah, there's probably reason to be disappointed.
Yes, 'cause, I mean, one of the many reasons, several reasons I was disappointed by it was because it was so short.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time when viewing it initially, at the beginning of December, I think it's December 7th, 6th, 7th, whenever they originally aired it, it was only about 12 minutes long. And as we saw here, it was around 20.
Yeah.
And I'm still really curious why. I mean, granted, maybe they need more time to cut the show or something.
Yeah.
Why they didn't just air the full
Osaka
show
yeah.
on that date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because that would have made this wasn't a blow off, but it was Shinsuke regaining the title. It would have made it more special if they were like, we're going to show you the entire 2 hour and then the culmination of that 2 hours.
Instead of an
an
abridged version,
Yeah.
tacked on the end of a normal NXT episode. Yeah, it would have made the event as a whole feel more special,
Yeah, for sure.
more important.
Yeah.
And then I guess next week they're showing other matches from the Melbourne show where they had the steel cage match. I don't know if they're showing that match again in its entirety, but it's just a really curious decision to show edited versions of these matches, these championship matches. There's a fly buzzing around here.
I know.
And then only to re-air them in their unedited full length.
Wait, so we're not going to get a regular NXT show next week?
I don't know exactly. They advertised DIY versus TM61.
Are they going to just trot out all this stuff?
And a tag match with Bobby Roode and the Drifter against Dillinger and Buddy Murphy.
Are they just going to trot out this stuff in advance of like the next takeover? It's like for the next 4 weeks. It's all going to be
No, I think
just
so.
archives.
I'm guessing so people can take some time off for the holidays. I'm guessing that's why.
Oh,
they did
that
it.
makes sense.
So
I
they
was
have
gonna say,
any
there's
more
like
TV tapings.
no build up to Shinsuke versus Bobby Roode is just going to happen.
I know.
Yeah. No, that should be an interesting feud though. Shinsuke versus.
Oh,
Bobby
yeah,
Roode.
yeah.
That should be cool.
But why do you think they proceeded in this fashion? Why not show the entire Osaka show shortly after it happened? The only thing I can really think of is they needed time to cut the whole thing together.
That probably makes sense. But I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense because that shit takes time. It's 2 hours of footage.
Mm-hmm. But they could have just shot it live to tape too. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
I know. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not feeling great right now. So
I know.
Speculation's not my strong suit.
I know you were under the weather yesterday.
Just to annoy us. That's why they did it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm sure they have their production reasons. I mean, NXT is an odd beast anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
People make decisions. They're not always the best. And
Yeah.
They learn from their mistakes.
Yes.
That's all we can do in life.
Exactly.
Learn from our mistakes. Can we
Exactly.
talk about 205 Live,
Yeah,
please?
you're really excited to talk about 205.
Because NXT was kind of crap. I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah, they're good. These are good matches. I like seeing house shows, but I prefer seeing story advancement, or I just like that Full Sail crowd. Like, I feel like I feel like nothing's developing for me when I'm just watching house shows.
Well, yeah.
I need development. 205 Live.
Good
This is
show.
a good
Fun
show. This is a really good. This was like, okay, this is really good. There's a lot to talk about here.
Yeah.
So we had Cedric Alexander versus Tony Nese, and Drew Gulak now sporting like ambulance chaser lawyer attire.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a suit on.
He had a gray suit with a red tie.
Yeah, he had a gray suit, red tie. So still thematically what he used to wear, but not in the King Arthur style.
Yeah.
Same colors, different era.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Anyways, he comes out there. Cedric Alexander is, of course, accompanied to the ring by Alicia Fox. And him and Tony Nese put on a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
And Alicia Fox, at one point, Drew Gulak was kind of harassing her.
Yes.
And she turns around and gives him a big mad dog.
Yeah, at some point, her boot flies off, and Drew Gulak's on the ground.
Yeah.
And Alicia Fox is holding her boot.
She was so intimidating that he fell backwards.
Yeah, and so Drew Gulak yells at the ref, "Ref!
Yeah.
Ref! She hit me!"
Yeah.
So the ref kicks Alicia Fox out of the ringside area. This causes a distraction, which causes Cedric Alexander to lose the match.
Kind of wish the ref would just looked at Drew Gulak and said, "Stop being an asshole." And then you just can. I'm trying to do a job here.
I know. Shut up, Drew Gulak.
You're acting like an idiot. But I don't think refs do that.
No.
Unless you're Earl Hebner. Yeah. So then Tony Nese ended up picking up the win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And but because why?
Because of the whole
Because of all that altercation
going on the outside. He was
I-
distracted when Alicia Fox was sent backstage.
Yeah.
He turned around. Tony Nese gave him like a palm strike to the face.
Yeah.
And picked up the pin.
He really needs to rethink having Alicia Fox come to the ring. It's nothing but distraction after distraction. So Cedric Alexander, young dude, new to the company, needs to maybe figure out that Alicia Fox, nut job, let her go to know him.
Or at least, don't bring her out to ringside.
Find somebody else.
Or just he could still have a relationship with Alicia Fox. Just don't bring her out to ringside.
Nah, dude, no. You really want to get in that argument? Hey, Alicia, I don't need you at ringside. Women.
I would think, based on what happened this week, that she might understand. It's like, hey, it's too much of a distraction having you out there. People are going to exploit the fact that we're in a relationship to gain the upper hand. Above all else, Cedric Alexander is a competitor.
Cedric Alexander will be digging a hole for himself if he does that. It's much easier just to cut the cord.
All right.
Much easier just to be like, look, I'm sorry this isn't working out.
Work is more important than my relationship
I'm working
right
on
now.
my career right now.
Yes.
It's like that. You ever watch The West Wing?
Not very much.
It's a great scene. There's a great scene like in the first season when, what's his damn name? It was the chief of staff character, Leo. Forget his real name, but he died during season 7.
Yeah.
And his wife said he forgets their anniversary, comes home, and she's like, "Is this more important than our marriage?" And he says, "Yes. At this point right now, it's more important than our marriage." And I was like, wow, you never get frank honesty like that with characters in TV shows.
That's
That's
true.
cool.
It is cool.
Cedric Alexander, similarly.
Okay.
They should do like a pre-film sequence where she's like, "Is this more important than our relationship?" And he's like, "Given that we've been together for all of 3 weeks,
Yeah.
yes,
Very much so.
Absolutely. I'm trying to be the 205 Live champ."
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Eventually, Universal Champion.
According to Stephen Larson, I could be Universal Champion. I want to see that to the end. So, anyways, yeah, good match. And then backstage we had Alicia Fox, and
She was upset.
she's upset. That's
Yeah,
right.
she's upset. So Noam Dar comes up and says, Christmas already happened, but
Yeah, I like that his way of trying to like soothe her tension is by coming up and being a scumbag.
I know, producing mistletoe.
He gets like a big giant chunk of mistletoe and he puts it over her head, and he's like, he puckers up.
Yeah.
And then she gives him a fucking slap to the face. It was just gnarly. And then he does it again.
Well, he seemed to enjoy the first slap.
He likes the punishment. What is that called in sexually speaking terms when you like, it's
masochism, isn't it?
Is it sadomasochist or just masochist?
I think sadism is when you enjoy inflicting pain.
Oh,
And
okay.
masochism is when you enjoy pain.
You should enjoy pain. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's how it is.
So, anyways, yeah, he seemed to be getting off on that stuff.
Mhm.
And Austin Aries had some great. Austin Aries on fire.
Yeah.
He was number
I
one.
know they cut back to him. This is his expression.
He said, I don't know if I appreciate Noam Dar or freaked out by it.
I know, it was great.
He ran down Morrow once.
Oh, yeah.
When like there were a couple times Morrow said something like, what should be his goal right here? Well, Morrow, his goal should be either winning by either count or by submission or pinning his shoulders to the ground 3-2 for a 3 count. And they said, okay, well, what road should he take to do that, Mr. Aries?
Well, if he's me, he'd put a thumb in his eye. That's Austin Aries.
Him and Corey Graves are both talking. What's with everybody talking shit about
I know,
Morrow?
JBL's been talking shit about Morrow lately,
On
too.
Talking Smack, he called him a Twitter troll. Fucking ran him down.
Man.
Him and Renee Young apparently, well, I meant to watch it. I didn't get a chance yesterday, but apparently him and Renee Young both ran Morrow down. People are running him down.
That's crazy.
All because he blocked us on Twitter. We weren't even following him.
No.
I don't care what he has to say about him. All he does is retweet praise.
Mm-hmm.
Man, people running him down. Anyways, Noam Dar was great because like he gets slapped twice and he's like that big nasty smile of his, just thinking about sex all the time. It's great. Love Noam Dar. Did you see that thing? I have no idea if it's true or not, but somebody tweeted me a story. I don't know if it's true that said Vince is the guy behind Noam Dar's thing, and he says he thinks it's fun. I have no idea if this is true. This is something simply something sent me on Twitter. Could be a joke, and if it's a joke, it's funny.
Yeah,
Vince is behind it because he thinks that whenever Noam Dar says Alicia Fox, it sounds like Alicia Fox. Which, if that's true, is great.
Yeah,
and that's where I want Vince. I want Vince should lay off everything like upper level. He should just focus on small things.
I agree.
Yeah,
he should be the detail guy.
He should be the detail guy. I like when you say Fox because it sounds like you're saying the F word. He doesn't say Fox. Then we get a great interview with Neville and Renee Young. And I'm sorry, I think he said bobble or gobble at the end. A bobble. Hold on, we'll get to it in a sec. So Renee Young says, I'm sitting here with Neville, and then it cuts, and he hasn't even entered the shot yet.
Yeah.
He then walks into frame and sits down, looking completely put out by the fact that he has to do an interview.
Well, then she asked the first question. He sits there for a good 30 seconds.
Oh,
say
so
a word.
uncomfortable.
It was great. I was hoping he wouldn't answer any of the questions.
I know, me too. But anyways, the main gist of the interview is he feels discriminated against here in the United States. You know, when I came here, people looked at me. They heard my accent. And then he said, when I'm at the gym and I'm benching more than everybody else, they look at me like I'm a freak. I'm like, well, that's just admiration, I would think, or jealousy. That's not something to get upset about. That's outperforming your peers in the gym.
Yeah.
But then at the end, he said something along the lines of, it's going to be a real, I don't know the term. Let's see if that's a term. Bobble.
Well, I know a bobble is like a trinket. Bauble. And of course, there's also bobble, which is like you're bobbling the ball. That's Bobble.
That's not right. I've looked up Urban Dictionary. It's a blowjob. So that can't be right. A robble? I don't know. He said something.
Yeah, Renee Young said what?
She said, "I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that." And he just was so. He said, "Forget about it." So upset. He's so upset, Neville. Mean Neville. Negative Neville.
Such a huge chip on his shoulder right now.
Somebody on Twitter said we should call him Negative Neville. I like that.
Okay. I kind of like Mean Neville, though.
Yeah, me too. Mean Neville. And then at the very end, so that set up the main event, Neville versus Rich Swann. We'll get to that in a second. First we had, okay. So we kind of know when somebody gets injured in the ring, you're supposed to stop the match.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
What was the deal with this?
Apparently on Twitter, John Yurnett confirmed that he blew out his knee.
What do you call himself? Mr. 450?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know because he did one move before he started hobbling around, which was a kick.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's a situation where he hurt himself before the match even started and just kind of said, okay, I'm gonna rough this out, just get my opportunity.
Yeah.
Or if he blew his knee out doing a kick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I mean, he did the best he could on one leg.
He did the best he could. It was kind of interesting. It was kind of comical because it was Mustafa Ali, who I think is kind of making a bit of a face turn-ish type thing.
Yeah,
he
based on his interview after the match, yes.
He said, because he picked up the win, and he said, and I liked his approach when they first debuted him. I liked his approach to the whole discrimination angle. I thought it was believable-ish, And he said, I've really been proven. These crowds have really proven themselves, and I've gotten a really heartwarming reception. I'm very happy with that. So I think they're going to move away from the whole discrimination thing, maybe and work him as a face.
Yeah.
Anyways, he took on John Yurnett. Like you said, he did a kick. Not sure if that was what did it or if it was beforehand. I imagine it was that because he literally couldn't bend his leg. Like his leg wouldn't bend his leg.
Yeah.
Or at the knee. For the rest of the 3 minutes that the match lasted. He did enough to get the finish.
Yeah.
So good for him. I just wonder if that might be looked down upon backstage or if that ref's going to catch heat because you're not supposed to keep a match going if somebody's injured.
I know. Yeah, I don't know.
So who knows?
That's why I thought about that too, and then I thought maybe he hurt himself before the match started.
Yeah,
and he just said to him, "Okay, I can give you 3 minutes. We can get through this, and it'll be fine."
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he had a brace on. Maybe that's why he couldn't bend his leg.
He had a really cool look to him, though.
Yeah,
he had a really cool his ring gear was amazing.
Yeah,
and then he had some cool tattoos. He was a cool looking dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Mustafa Ali, and then he gave that interview, basically face turn, saying, "Hey, people seem to like me, so I'm good with them." It's like the most reasonable face turn. It's like, you know what? I thought people are gonna be assholes, but they're actually pretty nice, so I'm in a good mood now. So I'm gonna do nice things.
Yeah.
So good for him.
Yeah.
And then probably spot of the night was the big gentleman's duel between Jack Gallagher and Daivari. I love Daivari in this should be. I like how much Daivari is playing into this. They got the right guy because he seems so surly.
Yeah.
And he plays off of Jack. This is supposed to be Jack Gallagher's thing, but Daivari is really playing along.
Yes.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
And he seems so kerfuffled by everything. You know, he seems like he's like, what the heck? And so Gallagher goes out there and he's got his like gentleman's attire on. Daivari's ready to throw. He's got his ring gear on.
Yes.
There's a table and a selection of weapons, and Gallagher lays them out. What are some of the weapons?
We had a lead pipe.
Yes.
We had a wrench.
Yeah.
An umbrella.
Yes.
A teapot.
Teapot.
A skillet.
Yes.
Some rope.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting anything?
That was
candlestick.
From his good friend Colonel Mustard.
Yes.
Daivari, of course, he let Daivari choose first,
being the gentleman that he is.
Exactly, and of course he picked a lead pipe. What would you have picked?
Maybe the wrench.
Yeah, I was thinking wrench, but lead pipe is also, it's like 1A, 1B. It's
it wasn't just, like a normal piece of lead pipe like you'd expect, like in Clue, which seems to be about that long.
Yeah.
This was a huge piece of pipe.
a bit unwieldy.
Exactly.
Wieldly.
It's cumbersome.
Yeah, cumbersome, thank you.
So, and Gallagher selects the umbrella.
Yeah, which is comical because
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell are you going to do with an umbrella? Well, he showed us.
Yes.
Because they stood back to back, and after 2 paces, Daivari was going to swerve Gallagher, not do the entire 5 paces, and he turned around and tried to strike him, but Gallagher knew that was coming, and then basically turned that umbrella into a pretty useful weapon.
Yes.
And at one point was even threatening to stick it up his butthole.
Correct.
And then decided not to do that.
Yes. Can't do that on a PG show.
Should not do that on a PG show. And then Daivari, how did this end up? I know Gallagher tripped him with the umbrella.
Yeah, and then Daivari kind of came back, started throwing punches.
Oh, that's right. And then Gallagher got the upper hand, put him in the corner, and then gave him that big drop kick.
Correct.
How are you feeling on the Gallagher drop kick these days? Still no good, really? I love the drop kick.
Drop kick. I like a drop kick as well as anybody, but
he's in the corner.
It shouldn't be a finishing move.
He's in the corner, though.
Daniel Bryan used to give people 3 of them and didn't finish them off. 3 drop kicks in the corner.
I know, but this is like, did Daniel Bryan run from the? Yeah, he did, huh?
Drop kick shouldn't be a finisher.
I know, but here's the thing.
Here's the thing about Gallagher. I know he has all sorts of crazy, awesome submission moves he could use.
Yeah.
Employ one of those as your finisher.
Like
Even the headbutt. The headbutt would be great.
The headbutt's amazing. I love his headbutt.
The headbutt should be his finisher.
It's great. So anyways, I like this feud here. I like all these feuds, man. I like everything 205 Live is doing right now.
Me too.
And then Rich Swann in our main event. This was a good match.
It was a great match.
This is a really, really good match.
Rich Swann comes out, intense, mad. Neville comes out, mean. Rich Swann starts the match, laying into Neville pretty well, pretty good.
Yeah.
Neville makes a comeback. A lot of good back and forth throughout the match.
Yeah, and it was intense, man. It felt like it was like a pay-per-view level match.
Yeah,
it was non-title. Neville ended up picking up the win, a clean victory
off a superplex.
Yeah, off a superplex. Yeah,
yeah. But he was the whole, especially second half of the match, was working Rich Swann's back.
Right.
A lot, so it made sense. Okay, superplex off the top rope does a lot of damage to the back. Makes sense to get the pin off it. And also, I like the fact that they're cutting down on Neville's high-flying moves.
Yeah, I know, me too.
He's completely all in on this heel character.
I know, and it's so good.
He ditched the entrance where he had the cape and all that stuff. It's great. I wish they would change his theme song, too.
Yeah, and his everything. I love that they're building 205 Live sort of around him. You know, it's like that's a smart. Like he comes in, they really make him feel like a big money player coming in. And I love once again Austin Aries says, they say, "What do you think about? Oh, what do you think about this, Austin Aries? Neville clean." And he's like, "I hope he clears everybody out. Make it easier for me when I come back."
Yeah,
I love that he's gonna be there.
I know,
and I love that that's the plan.
I know.
Austin Aries is gonna show up in 205 Live.
So after Neville picks up the win, he's not content to just celebrate his victory.
Right.
He continues to
beat
up Rich Swann.
He hits breakout at the end of the match.
Yes.
Yeah. Beats the crap out of him.
Nobody
came to his aid.
Nope. I'm guessing we're going to get Rich Swann versus Neville for the Cruiserweight title at the Rumble.
I
I'd be very surprised if Neville didn't win.
You think he's going to take that long? It's still a month away. What are they going to do in the meantime, man?
There's a lot of story they can tell.
Tag matches?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
There's still a lot of story to tell there.
Yeah. I like that. I like that TJ Perkins is kind of involved in this.
Yeah.
Brian Kendrick might
Kind
still
of
be
involved,
kind of
I know,
involved.
yeah.
I like it. It's kind of a big deal. I'm really... a lot of people were kind of bitching about how they treat the cruiserweights. I think that they're on a good... I like
It's taken about 4 weeks for them to really find their footing, and they're doing some interesting stuff.
They're doing some stuff that's keeping me involved. I look forward to 205 Live now. Same way I look forward to NXT.
Yeah.
It's all good stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
We should have put out a call for questions for NXT. Next week we'll put out a call.
I don't think we usually do questions for NXT.
We don't usually do it, but I'm sure people out there... I said we don't usually do it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, but I'm sure people out there might have questions about NXT and 205 Live.
Okay.
So we can answer questions.
All right.
So next week we'll do that.
Okay, I guess we will.
All right. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys
Well,
later.
let's talk about... Hold on.
What?
Tomorrow on Dirt Sheet, we've got our predictions for 2017.
Yeah.
And this weekend, Saturday, count out.
The Friendo Awards.
We'll give those out.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, we start looking ahead for 2017, what we would like to see for the year.
Voting is closed in the Friendo Awards. We're literally about to shoot it now.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
After lunch.
After lunch, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I felt bad on the last episode, on the SmackDown episode. I said we put the little front card. Voting is already closed. Oops.
Oops.
Anyways, until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.